Welcome to the second day of the event New Global Initiative New Era of Health. We are so happy and so excited to see you. And now today you will listen to the presentation of Dr. Vrushali Saraswat, Challenges of a Male Child in Adolescence. So enjoy.
All right. So is the voice and everything clear? Because I was getting
Everything is perfect, dear. You go.
everything is perfect.
Excellent.
Fantastic. So I'm
Fantastic.
so happy to be here on this page. And, I really want to congratulate Genoveva and the entire team who is involved in it for having a vision of connecting so many homeopaths all across the globe. It's really very inspiring, Genoveva. So I don't want to belittle your work by thanking you because it is so inspiring beyond a small thank you. So
Thank you.
with that note, I want to start that, oftentimes when we are talking about mental health, we conclude automatically that it is only the adults or only people who have experienced a certain level in their life. They are the ones who kind of require help in mental health. They are the only ones who kind of suffer because of genuine big problems. And in that moment, what we forget is the younger generation, the real future of mankind, children. They are the ones who are bearing a huge brunt of what we adults go through because they are the weaker ones. They are the ones who are at kind of crossroad wherein they don't know whom to believe, they don't know where to look for. And this is the exact younger generation which suffers the most. And because they are so delicate, because the symptoms take very little time to develop, I personally feel that when we are talking of mental health, we have to include children into our talks. We have to see to it that their mental health is taken care of. Another aspect here is if we want bright future, if we want a future generation to be stronger, this is the foundation. So our foundation has to be strong enough to bear with the world outside. With that concept in mind, I want you all to I don't know whether we are able to see the video.
Video, you have to click on
Add video.
yes.
Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'll quickly add that video. And this is a video which I'm trying to upload. It's from a movie which couple of years back. It's a Hindi movie, and
Great.
yes, so we learn a lot from movies, isn't it? This was a movie from. Just give me 1 minute. I have to locate the video in my
You have to
device.
share the link from YouTube if it's there, or it has to
It
be
is there in YouTube, or it is there downloaded in my device also, Genevieve.
okay.
Okay, because there are some expressions which are so very important to this case which I'm going to share. So Children have such delicate emotions. They have such feeble thought processes, which can be impacted very quickly. And I want to start with this song because the expressions which you will find in that song, such are delicate expressions, which, yes, we have the video here. Okay. So this child has been dropped by his parent in a boarding school, and he did not know about it. And now you see the kind of disbelief, the kind of uh, loss of trust which this child is expressing. Just see and observe the expressions here.
हो गया
हो
बेटा?
गया बेटा?
आ जाओ।
आ जाओ।
मैं
मैं
कभी
कभी
बतलाता
बतलाता
नहीं, पर
पर
अंधेरे से
अंधेरे से
डरता
डरता
हूँ मैं
हूँ
माँ।
मैं माँ।
यूं तो
यूं तो
मैं
मैं
दिखलाता
दिखलाता
नहीं,
नहीं,
तेरी
तेरी
परवाह
परवाह
करता
करता
हूँ
हूँ।
मैं
डॉर्मेट्री में
माँ।
जाके
डॉर्मेट्री में
कपड़े
जाके
बदलो
कपड़े बदलो
गाना गाने के
गाना
लिए।
गाने के लिए।
कम ऑन।
कम ऑन।
तुझे
तुझे
सब
सब
है
है
पता
पता
है ना
है
माँ,
ना माँ।
तुझे
तुझे
सब
सब
है
है
पता
पता
मेरी
मेरी
माँ।
माँ।
भीड़
भीड़
में
में
यूं न
ना
छोड़ो
छोड़ो
मुझे,
मुझे,
घर
घर
लौट
लौट
के
के
भी
भी
आना
आना
पाऊँ मैं। भेजना
भेजना
इतना
इतना
दूर
दूर
मुझको तू,
मुझको तू,
याद
याद
भी
भी
तुझको
तुझको
आना
आना
पाऊँ
पाऊँ
माँ।
माँ।
क्या
क्या
इतना
इतना
बुरा
बुरा
हूँ मैं
हूँ
माँ,
मैं माँ।
क्या
क्या
इतना
इतना
बुरा।
बुरा।
The the whole concept is this, that children. So every time when I see this, I swell up. Okay. So it's just so delicate that they are not able to express. They are not able to um, describe the shocks which they are receiving. So it's a very simple thing that the mother or the family wanted this child to grow in his life, and that is why they've put him in a boarding school. But you see the disbelief, the kind of expression, they are they are lost. They are at such a cross section of their life from children to adolescence. So this is that pre-adolescent kind of phase, which is extremely crucial, and especially for male children, because for a male child, it is so essential that they connect with parents. And typically, because there are so many changes which are happening, they find a disconnect from one person with whom they used to, run for every small thing. So they have a little physical distancing also from mother, and they cannot connect with father. So that is a kind of dynamics which requires a lot of deliberation, a lot of parent child clarity in communication. So the case, just keep this phase the way, when I'm going to discuss this particular case with you all, just keep in mind the walk which this child had in this particular video. The way he walked as if he's lost everything. And that slow walk, that lost expression, that brings the gravity of emotions which this child is facing. And this is a typical feeling for most of the children. They experience it at some or the other level, and we need to identify. We need to, as an adult, responsible adult who is responsible for them, we need to um, you know, pick up these fine symptoms, pick up these signs which these children are going to demonstrate. And if we are able to catch them early, then we will be able to avoid various uh, changes in their psyche which is going to come up. So Genevieve is saying, would you translate, please? So the song goes as if
Please.
that mom, I'm dependent on you. I don't share it with very openly. I don't say it out openly, but I need you and I care for you. So that song goes like that. That even though I stay in a group and I become like I want to be like a brave person, a brave grown up, but then I'm scared of dark, and that I can share only with you. I can't say it to the other world. That is the cross section which these children are when they are crossing from pre-adolescent to the adolescent age. Okay, so with that introduction, I would start with my case. So in the homeopathy, we are, I would rather say that we are blessed to include the holistic approach. We are taking all the minute details of the personality, and that is why we are able to help these people much, much better. Simply, if we are not able to provide counseling, if we are even not able to provide, any solutions, just simply by listening to them, that is also therapeutic. So with that, I'll start a case of a 12-year-old male child. So he presented with super vague complaints, very very vague. So that is one sign. Whenever a child presents with vague complaints, don't dismiss it. Don't consider that this is not something which is this is trivial. No, nothing becomes trivial. Everything is very very crucial whenever that totality is considered. So this child, 12-year-old child, usually a very bright child. So I knew this child when he was 4 year old. So he had been taking treatment from me. His mother used to come for her treatment very regularly. I have always seen this child coming with big, big books, big novels, big books, never with a video game. He would always be reading. And he was a very nice, well groomed child. He presented with unbearable headaches every single day. There was lack of concentration at school, and generally he's a very good scoring. Like he would be always in the top five students, but suddenly his scores, his grades started dropping. He had continuous anxiety, and he had a fear of losing his mother. So every single time he would talk with mom, he would say, "Are you all right? Is your health all right? Are you going to die?" So he had that kind of questions. And he is a 12-year-old child. Even then, and he had been sleeping in his own bedroom since the age of 3 years. But suddenly, he refused to sleep alone. He wanted to sleep with parents. Then occasional bouts of uncontrollable crying. So suddenly he would start crying, and he then, if mom is asking him what is happening, why are you crying, he said, "I'm getting a pull, and I'm getting a pull in my abdomen. I'm getting a pull somewhere in my chest, something like that." And then would just not want to leave mom. Okay, he used to refuse to go to motions. That was very unusual. He had lost his appetite. Mom had to force him to eat. His tiffin box, which he used to take to the school, used to come back home just like that. And then, just with the fear that he might upset his mother, he would eat something. His sleep, it was very characteristic. He had loss of sleep if he's sleeping alone. He would talk in his sleep. He used to run from his room in his sleep. Mom had to shake him up and wake him to, make him aware what is happening. but sleep was disturbed. Then he was having peculiar delusions. So this child has been living all by himself in a very posh household, but he had weird dreams that there is somebody standing in the room. He would he would feel the presence of some different kind of supernatural power or something like that. So I told him, I asked him at this moment that, are you watching too many sci-fi movies? So he said, no, 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 auntie, I'm not doing like that. I feel, I know that there are some people, there is somebody in my room. He was so convinced, then it is difficult for me to, even question him further. So I said, tell me little more about whom do you see in your room and what happens. So he said, I feel the presence. I know that I'm not alone in my room. There is somebody who's standing and staring at. He hears that there is somebody who's walking on the floor. Now he has a marble floor. We are in Mumbai. Mumbai does not have wooden flooring as a, standard flooring is not wooden. But he is still feeling that the flooring is creaking. There is a sound, and there is somebody who's walking in my room. He is also feeling that couple of times he said that I have experienced, I know that I have locked the bathroom door, but it opened and then there was a lot of fear. So he said, I know something, I know for sure. So that was the kind of delusion he had. Now these are the signs. Along with that, he also had dreams of some horrible things, ghosts, scary dreams. So these are signs which you have to pick up. A child who was very, very logical, a child who was very clear about what he wants, suddenly starts developing fears. So right from childhood, he never had these kind of difficulties, but he has suddenly started behaving like this. There is so much change. There has to be something which has gone wrong. There has to be something, right? So going back to the little story of this child, he comes from a nuclear background. Both the parents are there. He comes from a filthy rich family, and they are, you know, they're having like a winter break in the eastern side of the world. They're going to Bangkok, Thailand, or Hong Kong, or somewhere. The summer break will be in America, and so on and such. Father is yeah. They went to Cambodia because the child wanted to go to Cambodia. The father drives a BMW. So these were a very good family. The okay, the slide. All right. So typically this animation is lost in the slide, but no problem. I'll explain it to you. What happens is, even though they are from a very well-to-do family and all, the both parents, in spite of having a love marriage, they fight. They fight all the time. Eh, Both of them just cannot see eye to eye on a single matter. And this child is so scared. The fights are so bad that sometimes even the mother had to call police to control father, because father abuses, father hits her, and a couple of times he has even hit the child. So this child has, but this is nothing new. He has been seeing this right from the childhood. Both the parents have been behaving in the same manner. Father is an alcoholic. He's also had, and like he has had affairs, and this was the case which brought my attention to Tinder. So father is on Tinder, and this child had told me that his father is on Tinder at the age of 12. So here I would like to bring to your notice that the criteria for major depressive disorder in children, according to DSM-4, is not for 6 months. Like how in adults, when we are diagnosing somebody to be major depressive disorder, then the symptoms are to be considered for 6 months. So there are certain symptoms out of which five symptoms, if they are there for 6 months, then you diagnose an adult to be major depressive disorder. But you see here, for a child to diagnose him to be suffering from depression, it requires only 2 weeks, and that too such vague symptoms. Five out of these nine symptoms which are mentioned here. So I'm going to read it out to you. Depressed or irritable mood, decreased interest or lack of enjoyment, decreased concentration or indecision, insomnia or hypersomnia. If the child is sleeping more, that is also going to be a symptom of depression. Change of appetite or change of weight, excessive fatigue, feeling of worthlessness or excessive guilt, recurrent thoughts of death or suicidal ideation, psychomotor agitation or retardation. Now you see, these are symptoms which are so vague. If not, if they are not seen by somebody with a keen eye, they will be missed. They will be lost. Like in day-to-day thing. Sometimes the child is tired. You can attribute it to maybe an extra practice at basketball court, or the child is not able to sleep. Maybe there are mosquitoes. Maybe there is something else. There is some or the other reason. The child is not eating. Maybe is not hungry enough. So you see, but when you look at this as a conglomeration, so what we have done is, okay, let me just tell you at this moment why I am talking so much about the depression criteria. Because we as homeopath, we are the primary health providers. There are people, at least in India, there are so many people who want to take homeopathic treatment for their children. So when these children are there with us right from their childhood, and if we are able to identify that there are certain changes, then we can, intervene at the right time and provide a good solution to these children. So these are such delicate, such soft symptoms. They are not out in your face. And you have to collect the data really, really well to identify this major depressive mood disorder or depressive disorder. We have conducted in my clinic, we have conducted a research. So we had, I think I have included that slide also. So I'll come to that once I finish with the case. But when we reviewed this case of this child, we could identify him to be having depression because he was having these symptoms since last 2 3 months. It is more than 2 weeks definitely. So when my diagnosis was done, I thought that I should talk to this child alone. The moment I sent his mother out, because I already had a rapport with the child, I asked him, "What has happened? Tell me a simple question. What has happened?" And then he breaks down. He tells me that his father loves him in some other way. His father has attempted abuse in his drunken state. And the child is so broken, so fearful. So, since 2 3 months, the father used to play playfully with the child, and it's a dirty thing that father used to play with genitals of this child. And whenever mother has in when he was small, mother has objected to that. He would say, "So what? He's my son. I will play with him the way I want to." But after mother being little stern, he had stopped. But recently, it has increased, and that has bothered the child. And incidentally, once when the father was playing with the son, mother walked into the room and That is the moment this child got very embarrassed as to what is the mother going to think about me now. So that is where all his symptoms started. That guilt, that fear, or the dirtiness which this child was feeling for himself, that got accentuated when mother got to know about it. Okay, so as you all know, in homeopathy, nothing goes without repetition. So we had repetize all the symptoms, and very classical symptom of this particular case, mind awkwardness, children in especially with headache. So, you see the way this child used to behave very awkwardly. I've got a pull here, I've got a pull there, he would not be able to express. So, that symptom we had taken, and there is only one remedy which is covering this symptom. Then there are certain other symptoms. Mind carried desire to be concentration difficult, fearful, frightful nightmares, dreams, and he feels that the dreams are true, embarrassment. So when I put in all these symptoms, there was only one remedy which was coming through and through. As you can see, this is not the first remedy, not silica, sulfur, ignitia, lycopodium. But the fifth remedy which is covering is capsicum. Okay, so it suddenly caught my attention, and the rubric which I told you, I'll go back a little. This rubric, awkwardness, children in, especially with headache. There's only one remedy which is covering that, and that is capsicum. Okay. Now going ahead, then I put all his mental rubrics. Even though I have used them for diagnosis of his disease as depression, even then they were qualified mentors. They had a little more to themselves, right? So then we have put those rubrics also, which we love to call it as mental qualified rubrics. Mind, fear, reproach of. He was scared that his mother will shout at him when she gets to know. Then going out, aversion to. He had lost interest in his regular activities. Anger, children in, anger, trifle about, attached to mother. He had a lot of fear, anxiety with respect to his mother's health. Then he had company aversion to, and he wanted solitude. There were, and at the same time, he also wanted to be around his family. And he felt that there is somebody who's coming in the room, who's touching. So those delusions. When I put in all these rubrics, again there is only one remedy which is covering all through and through, and that is capsicum. So capsicum, my friends, is from Solanaceae family. It's a plant family. If you guys want to know a little more about plants, I have done an exclusive talk just last Monday on Insta Live, so you can always see that. Based on that, there is sensitivity. This is very, the way this child has become sensitive because of small changes in his life, and the way he is reacting. That also brings us to plant kingdom. So from that aspect, the symptoms, the theme of Solanacy, the fear, pride, and there is the suddenness, violentness of the complaints. We had come to Solanacy family. So from the system also, from repertory side, we have come to capsicum. From system, we have come to Solanacy, and the kind of periodicity in his complaints which we see in the malarial miasm, we find the remedy capsicum. Okay, so from all the aspects, from even from the physical particulars, everything was matching. We gave him capsicum, and because the intensity of the symptoms was so much, there was so much profoundness in his all the deliriums, delusions. There were so many dreams, and he had himself come out and told us everything. That is why we had chosen 1M potency. So we have given him capsicum 1M twice a day for 2 days, and post that we had given rubrum for 2 weeks. Okay. So immediately after 2 weeks, his sleep completely improved. He can sleep on his own. The dreams had reduced. and delusion had completely gone. So the way he came back and told me, Auntie, I there is nobody in my room now. I don't even remember about that person. I can sleep aram se. Like he's telling me he can sleep just like that, just like a baby. Yeah. So this is I'm just sharing my way of okay. I'm sharing my way of handling this patient. So what we did is for 2 months we simply kept on talking to this guy because it was very difficult. You see, one of the parents has been breaking his trust. One of the parent is abusing this child, and the he is not able to share it with the other parent. So this is such a delicate dilemma which this child is going. So in this state, we just gave him a very neutral, supportive kind of environment, wherein the friendly relationship was built. He was not forced into telling us details. He was not forced into becoming strong, and he was not given any kind of guidance as to how he should start him behaving, or how he should kind of how his conduct should be. Okay, he was very gently made to feel that every time he comes, I am there for him. I am openly able to talk to him on any matter. So some follow-ups we even discussed Avengers. Some follow-ups we discussed about his science project. Some follow-ups we spoke about a novel. I showed a lot of interest in what he is reading. So that is the kind of friendly relationship which was built up. And then we decided to do a meditative session for him. I asked him whether you would be comfortable doing this. And then he asked for counseling. So we did a little techniques wherein he feels comfortable about himself. So we tried to build up his self esteem. We tried to do little affirmations. We tried to do little small steps of building up confidence. Once that was done, this child went back home one day and told father, "Don't you ever touch me." That was the height of achievement which we could find. And then the child's journey became smooth. Now, coming back to the, we can't enlarge this, I'm sorry, but this was a survey which I had conducted during the same time. And there were approximately 150 students of 8 to 12 years. And we found fantastic results. They were unimaginable. There were so many challenges which these children were suffering from. So, out of them, 38% children had issues with regards to their self worth. 33% children had issues with peer pressure. They had so many difficulties. So, these are the lot of them have taken homeopathic treatment to as a follow up, and we have been able to do counseling little bit of them. Not all of them, I'm saying, they were having major depressive disorder, but they did have potent issues with respect to these three aspects. So these were the emotional challenges which these children were feeling. Their 28% also had difficulties with happiness quotient. They were not able to maintain that happiness quotient. So you know from that study, what I have come to infer, what I have come to understand is that typically these teenage boys or teenage children, I would like to generalize, this was with regards to boys because the case we had taken was of a boy, but in general, what children typically want from the study of the questionnaire which I had circulated, I have come to infer that they definitely want their moms to be around, but they don't want them to talk all the time. So this is very typical. They want only mother to be around, not communicate. Don't try to become cool. Don't try to, engage too much, or don't just mingle with them. No, just be there. They want to be allowed to be silly. So many times when children, the adolescent especially, act like a child, instantly we are snapping at them. Don't be silly, you're not small now. No, they do have a need to be silly because they are still a child, and we need to keep that child within them alive. So to do that, we have to allow them to be silly. It is okay if they are wrong. It is okay if in front of our friends they are behaving a little weird. It is really really okay. Yeah, they want to break rules. Okay, and they take immense pleasure in breaking simple rules of house, typically in this time, because they do not want to be controlled. So set some rules which you will be okay breaking, and then give them the pleasure of breaking those rules. They want to be loved even if they act really weird. So typically, the teenage children would not want to take baths, would not want to, clean the house. They would want to just lie, just do little time pass. They would not want to work on their own things also, but they still want to be loved. So make sure that you're eloquent, you are expressive in sharing the love which you definitely have deep down. There will be times, at times you will feel repulsed, and I am telling you, I'm sharing a personal experience because I have two teenager children with me, right? But don't uh, don't let their behavior bother you. Don't let your love, expressed love, reduce. Yeah. And most importantly, they will commit many mistakes, but they want you to have their back, definitely you to have their back. So with that, how they want to have their back, you have to be, you know, child deep down has to know that no matter what mistake I commit in the world, my parents are going to stand with me. If you are able to generate that kind of trust, I'm very sure that we will be able to avoid so many suicides. I have categorically chosen this topic for this week because, just a couple of days back, there was World Suicide Day, and I saw a lot many homeopaths posting about awareness and all. But just by posting awareness, does it help? It helps to a certain extent, but we have to know what to do. So, as a parent of teenager children, especially, you have to make sure that your children know that you are going to be their rock all their life. So, with that, I thank you all for listening to me. These are some references. And do write to me, do get back to me. I am not able to see the Facebook feed. So, if there are any feedbacks or any questions, I'm open to take it now, Genevieve.
Now I asked in Facebook, but we can ask again if someone has any questions. First, thank you very much, Vrushali. Your lecture was really very interesting, and you spoke about many important points in homeopathy. That and I would like to emphasize to the general public also this kind of relationship with the patient you mentioned. You talk about children, but regarding the adults, uh, you have to be aware that we don't want to judge you. The homeopath is not a doctor who will seeking for your problems and blaming you. No, we know that everyone is no one is perfect, and even in the Bible, Jesus Christ has said, "Who has never sinned to take a step forward." So the homeopath is also normal person. He also make mistakes. So don't worry about this. Be open. Be maximally open with the homeopath, and you will see very, very beautiful results, because homeopathy treats not only emotions, as Vrushali said, not only delusion, not only illusions you have, but much more deeper and much more individual. There is something more than even mental state. There is something deeper that only homeopathy has found.
Absolutely. Very well said, Genevieve. As a homeopath, I think it is our responsibility that, we are blessed to have that aspect of overall holistic approach, I would rather say. We are considering all the aspects. And in this COVID times, I'm very happy to share with you all that I have been, uh, so especially typically what is happening is these COVID patients, their families are getting isolated completely from, they can't go meet neighbors, they can't meet their families, they can't step out. But uh, we as a homeopath, they are calling us up, they're talking, they're saying, at least you are listening to us. So the moment somebody is getting diagnosed with COVID, they are isolated, they are separated. That has
Oh,
also become a big issue. So
yeah,
from
yeah.
that aspect, I'm saying that as a homeopath, we are able to touch deeper chords. We are able to bring so many positive, wonderful changes in people's life that as a homeopath, we should definitely encash on that and build solid relationships.
Yeah. And many people search for relief for their diseases. Actually, dear friends, the disease is very small. The name of the disease is very, very small part of you. This is consequences of something very deep which has happened even not in this life. The deepest core of the disease is not visible. You can imagine. Can I add this here for a short?
Yes, yes,
The
definitely,
reason for
definitely.
the disease is actually into the subconscious. And for example, if you imagine one glass subdivided into three parts, and only one small part is our conscious, and the other two are our subconscious. And psychology has studied this second part. But there is no science who has studied the deepest part of the subconscious. There is no such kind of medicine. This is only homeopathy. You will understand why if you listen to every speakers, and I will probably mention this, and Vrushali actually also can. She showed actually through the case. So thank you very much, dear. If there are questions, you can, or if you have any inquiries, or if you want consultation, you can email Dr. Vrushali. She is amazing homeopath, and as I see, amazing speaker, very animative. Thank you very much, Vrushali. Also, we will
Thank
have
you
a
so much.
tombola. We will have a tombola. If you want to participate, let me know. Some discounts
We are
for homeopathy treatment. Let me know whether I can include you. And we
sure,
will,
sure.
okay, I will include you. Thank you, dear, and wish you all the best.
Yes. Thank you so much for hearing me and looking forward to more initiatives, Genevieve. It's really nice.
Thank you,
And
dear.
for
You also
homeopaths, I have
a great
started a new
person.
series on Instagram. I've started doing Insta lives on every Monday,
Oh,
9:30 Indian time. So tomorrow I'm speaking on pathology.
but you share in a new era of love, because
I will share it with you.
thank you.
I will. Yeah.
Have a
Okay.
great
Yes.
day, days, and all the best,
Same
dear.
to you. Same to you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. And the next speaker now will come. Let me see who is the next speaker. Okay, the next lecture actually, Dr. Kavita sent a video, so you can watch the video, and then we will see Dr. Aloknath Shah and Yamini Ramesh. But let me check whether someone can speak live now. song Love is in the Air. Paul Young.
Love is in the air. Everywhere I go.
Let us sing together.
Love is in the air. Every sight and sound. And I don't know where I've been. Don't know where I've been. But it's something that I believe in. And it's there when I can go right. Love is in the air. In the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air. In the thunder of the sea. And I don't know where I'm going. Don't know where I've been today. But it's something that I believe in. And it's there when I call out my name.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Let's dance. Play and sing together. Dance and sing together.
Love is in the air.
You like dancing?
Love is in the air. When the day is young. And I don't know where you're in. Don't know where I see. But you're something that I believe in. And you're there when I reach out for you. Love is in the air. Everywhere I go. Love is in the air. Every side. And I don't know where I've been. Don't know where I've been. But I'm something that I believe. And it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air. Love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Let me check something else. Do you like Vangelis? This is my another favorite author of Conquest of Paradise, for example.
If you are currently
Or the disc. Where is the full disc of Vangelis? Yeah, that is kind of mystic, magic, and contemporary 3 in 1. That's why I love his art, his music. Let me put the link. Some kind of cosmic. I don't know whether there is a ballet on this music, but would be a good idea, I think. Can someone sing a ballet on this music? On the background of this music? Okay, I will leave it for a while, but I'm here. Enjoy. Feel happy and healthy. This is the aim of this event in New Era of Love for Homeopathy. Like the theory that homeopathy actually three ages ago. When Dr. Kahneman discovered homeopathy, the kindness and the standardized medicine of the new era. It's time humanity to understand about the real potential of deep homeopathy, and thank you to all speakers helping to do this. Thank you to all homeopaths who work wholeheartedly, with a lot of passion, with a lot of love, devotion, depth. Thank you very much. I'm so excited being here, really. All of us know what is the feeling actually when we practice homeopathy. You know, case taking is like to draw a picture. Every detail is important, and this is actually art. This process is amazing. There is no other way which can make you feel so satisfied, so deeply involved into the human nature. This is amazing. This is undescribable. I'm speechless. Enjoy. А след малко да ти звънна. Ай, сега ще... Who is here? in 5-10 minutes. I hope we will continue. So I will make you presenter and you can upload your presentation.
Hello. Click on what? Slide. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I'm uploading.
So, welcome to Dr. Aluknath Shah. He will talk about evidence-based homeopathy cases of COVID-19 treated with homeopathy. So, your camera is black, Aluknath?
No,
Uh,
it's on. I can see
yeah,
myself.
I will switch on my, I will switch off my, and we'll see what would happen.
Can you see me?
No,
But it's visible here.
mm, I enabled your camera.
Am I visible now?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes,
Yes, I'm visible,
no.
but I'm visible. I can see myself here in my
Okay,
screen.
okay, then start here. I will check in Facebook.
Just
Probably
check.
I cannot see you here, but probably in Facebook you are visible. But if you see yourself, you can start. We are looking forward for your lecture. We are excited to hear you. So go on,
Okay.
please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Genoveva, and its initiative, its global initiative, New Era of Health with homeopathy. I am really thankful to Genoveva and his team to being associated with her to show some cases. Actually, I will show two cases of COVID-19 because right now the whole world we are facing the greatest pandemic in the history ever, and homeopathy. We have managed the cases in our clinic only and only through homeopathy medicines. After getting the guidelines of Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, we were very much confident enough to treat the cases because before that we were confused at whether Ayush treatment protocols can be allowed in this sense or in these cases or not. But after getting clearance from Ministry of Ayush, we got the confidence to treat the cases, and I will show that how homeopathic medicines are really helpful to treat this disease condition, whatever it may be, because we treat the patient, not the disease. It's our motto. Our master has struggled years and years to establish the treatment. He even started popularizing homeopathy after a pandemic, and homeopathy has ever and ever popularized through many pandemics and epidemics in an area or all over the world. So this is the challenge that what we accepted, and I'm going to show you all about how we manage the cases of COVID-19. There are many cases, but I will show two cases: one the moderate and uh, the mild one case, which got so wonderful result, wonderful response from giving homeopathic medicines. So here we go. The evidence-based medicine about homeopathy, how the COVID-19 cases were treated. The virus, we all know that it is the coronavirus form for coronavirus family, COVID-19. because it started happening on December, which originated from the city Wuhan of China and has evolved into the global pandemic. The maximal precautions, measures, and resources have been put forward by most nations in war footing to mitigate transmission and decrease the fatality rates. But somehow the disease has progressed itself and it has engulfed almost many of the countries of the world. And in today's uh, treatment protocol, what we say in the conventional medicine, still now there is no such established mode of treatment in them that can protect COVID-19 or that can prevent COVID-19. Rather, homeopathy, with its unique treatment approach, can be the choice of medicine in this pandemic. Now, the today world is combating against this COVID-19, and I'd say that it is the worst hit pandemic after Spanish flu we are observing right now. We have to go to many resistant, many changes in our daily lifestyle, many changes in our social well-beings and all. Like where our life has gone ups and down because of this pandemic. Many restrictions came through WHO. WHO has time and again changed the protocols, changed the way this disease can be prevented. So the causative organ of this disease is the novel corona strain of coronavirus, which has been named as a severe acute respiratory syndrome CoV-2, that is SARS-CoV-2, because there are other SARS-CoV-2 which occurred previously in the Middle East countries, and which is beginning in the Wuhan city of China as of August 2020. The infection has spread to over 216 countries, infected more than 2 million people, and resulted in over 1,27,000 deaths globally. Spread The spread is primarily through droplets and the respiratory secretions and direct or indirect contacts, which still we need to establish that whether what is the exact way of spread of COVID. And the cases till now, you can see the numbers are increasing and increasing. It is the number which I had given here, the WHO website, with that published on 31st of August 2020. According to them, it is the global situation and the India situation right now. And right now, India is competing with United States of America to get the top notch, the top position about the spread of infection. And in my state where I live, the West Bengal, the number of cases are 1,62,778 and 3,228 deaths as on 31st of August, which is attributed till now, and it is increasing day by day. You know, the cases what we are seeing are, 80% cases are mild symptomatic, other 10 are moderate, another 5% are severe, and the other 5 are very, very severe cases, which actually needs admission in a hospital setup to monitor the cases. And but we have the opportunity to treat other 95% in their home setup or in a setup where we can monitor the patient. So the disease is known to cause severe pneumonia and multiple complications, especially in certain high risk age groups. High risk age groups because the age group is important for this disease condition. Another thing which is considered a high risk group is the diseases which are already have had are lurching in the patients, right? Like the comorbid conditions, like it may be anything from hypertension, from cancer, from diabetes, from any autoimmune diseases. So this group is considered the high risk groups. These remaining 20% of infected cases will need admission. 80% are asymptomatic. Another, what I say, that another 20%, five are more, most severe cases are 5%, and another 15% are the challenging one, what we can treat easily through homeopathy. Only the 5% cases, what we observed from the pandemic has progressed nearly from March this year, and there is huge production of ventilators and hospital instruments globally to combat the situation, to increase the area of treatment. So there was time required to get prepared to fight with the disease condition, because country like India, which is the second largest populated country in the world, has very limited setup for to combat this kind of situation. So we actually required a time gap. So that's why the lockdown has helped someone something to get the time, to buy the time rather, to establish the medical setup, to establish the the treatment protocols, whatever is present right now. And the something which has really contributed in a large scale is the guideline which was released by Ministry of Ayush in the month of February, about how to prevent the disease which is coming on. Because in homeopathy and the other Ayush system of medicine, holistic approach is being applied. So we don't treat the cases by their name or the progress of from the pathogenic conditions of the cases. Rather, we treat the cases depending on the situation and condition of the person. And right now, till now, there is no definite treatment protocol available. What do you call the antiviral, antibiotic, or any vaccine in conventional system of medicine. We have seen that there were many proposals from conventional treatment about giving hydroxychloroquine, remdesivir, some monoclonal antibodies, favipiravir, antivirals, but they all have reached the life of the people. Many of them, I can say, many of them might have lost the battle, not because only of the COVID, but because of this kind of medicines which are really underproved, which never ever have been proved earlier. Because in conventional system of medicine, regressive protocol is being applied to go on the trials and all, and then finally meta-analysis is required to establish whether the medicine is actually will help for a disease condition or not. So for COVID, no such availability was there, and is still now there's no such availability present. But in homeopathy, we can treat it, rather it is the treatment of choice, what I can say. And seeing the global scenario, it should be the treatment of choice, because homeopathy has started its journey in popularizing from Sydenham's scarlet fever of Hahnemann's time in 1800. And Hahnemann has controlled the situation through homeopathy only, and further we had seen many such conditions, and it has been controlled by homeopathy. Now, I would like to say something about the vaccine possibility and the risks, the risk factors, because when we switch on the TV and the news channel, there is a plethora of fear going on, that whether we will get a vaccine. Unless we get the vaccine, we will not be on the right track to treat these conditions. Unless the vaccine is available, we have to go like this in this restriction, and our life will go ups and down. And we are really fed up of this condition right now. For last so many months, Many of the countries have imposed a lockdown to control the situation. But I think the to control the situation with lockdown has very restricted contribution to control the situation. So, what the possibility of vaccine right now? On WHO website, we can see that around 169 COVID-19 vaccine candidates are under development. 169 companies or in different countries are trying to develop the vaccine for COVID-19, and with 26 of them are under human trial phase. The mRNA strand in the vaccine may elicit an unintended immune reaction. It is one of the challenge in front of the vaccine makers that to produce an mRNA vaccine, because it is an RNA virus, and we can see that there were many uh, epidemics and pandemics, not pandemics, epidemics in the previous years, like dengue. Dengue is also one of the mRNA virus family, and for dengue there is the vaccine available, but it has caused many harm to the human life rather giving possible control to the dengue. I will show how it caused the harm to human life. So what the challenge of mRNA vaccine as possible concern could be like the mRNA vaccine-based platform induced potent type 1 interferon responses, which have been associated not only with inflammation but also potentially with autoimmunity. We had seen in the trials and the trial results that the vaccines which were under trial for which actually based on the RNA family viruses, they caused an inflammatory responses to the immune system, which actually is not invited one, which actually has caused serious side effects to the human. Vaccine maker have challenged that we are near to establishing the vaccine of the AstraZeneca, the company, and in India they are working with Poonawalla in India, and India it is also going the same trial. In UK they are going the same trial, and in the third phase of trial, what we saw a condition which is serious neurological condition, that is transverse myelitis. There is inflammation of the myelin sheath of the nerves, and which is really and to overcome this condition, it is really very tough. So I don't know, the people who were under the trial have got the disease condition, how they will be getting their compensation and all. It is up to the companies and the countries who they had the understanding of how to compensate people who actually got harm from the trial. So this is one of the concern of vaccine. What I was saying, that the dengue vaccine massacre, what recently happened, the Dengavax, a dengue vaccine produced by French drug-based vaccine maker, the Sanofi Pasteur, in late November 2017, the Department of Health suspended the school-based vaccine program. It was in Philippines. The Philippines has suspended the trial. It was not. I don't know what it was, a trial or what, because the official website of Department of Health shows that it is a approved vaccine and we are giving this in the school. And the grave reactions came out of giving to the entire population to give this vaccine. I don't know how government has given the permission to go through to risk the life of the population, because the dengue vaccine, after reports have circulated, the several children had died from various complications allegedly attributed to the vaccine only. As of August 2019, over 600 people, mostly children, because it was given in the schools, so it was mostly children who lost their life. It is very very sad because not of the disease, rather because to prevent they were understandable that they want to prevent the disease and they're getting the vaccine, but the diet, how we are losing the human race like this, it is really disgraceful. I don't think that to risk the life of a human being to establish something which actually has serious side effects and adverse effects is not a wiseful idea. So to develop the vaccines and all, it is up to the vaccine makers and the industries which actually has many backgrounds of the industries and the countries rather, because the establishment are working in inter alia situations, and there is an basic points, basic rather minimum agenda under cover that the company which establishes the vaccine, there is million and billion-dollar of industry it will establish globally. Dengue is a kind of virus which actually originates in the subtropical regions and tropical regions. So in India, there is also uh, dengue, season. There is right now we are undergoing the season of dengue, and recently I treated homeopathically a dengue case. Dengue has its own possibility to treat the cases. No, in today's world, what the challenge actually is the virus. We are seeing many virus, and we are seeing that recently. You all know that Ebola virus had occurred in African region. For Ebola virus, favipiravir was the drug which was developed and had been established somehow that it is the drug for Ebola. But you know what the results they got is really frightening, because giving favipiravir in Ebola-like condition has caused many life, has endangered many life rather in African region. And the reports somehow you won't see the reports going viral like anything else, because in today's world there are chances of controlling each and everything, controlling media, controlling people, controlling power, controlling everything. And health is the matter, something which actually requires a major concern for all rather. you know Bill Gates, you see, Bill Gates is a man who has nothing to do with the health. He is neither a health expert, he is not an scientist of health. He is a man of software. He develops software of IT industry, which has caused him to gain millions and millions of dollars. But what he's doing, he has formed a foundation, Bill Gates Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Melinda Gates Foundation. How why Bill Gates is somehow go- he's so much interested in developing a vaccine. I don't think that he should get enough chance of developing the vaccine. Let's move on further. That how, because when if I say about the vaccine, it is things to say it will develop many things to understand, to get understand, because it is really not a good topic to discuss right now. What the possibility of homeopathy in the epidemic? In Organ of Medicine, the aphorism 100, what Hahnemann has said about treating the epidemic diseases. In that aphorism, he has said that every epidemic should be treated as if it were something new and unknown. Because until and unless we have the mindset like this, we get an biasness. We get an biasness to go on to treat the cases. So we should not be biased. Each and every case should be treated as a new and unknown one. 101 aphorism says that immediately perceive the complete picture of the epidemic in the first case that he treats. We should not, we should avoid from this kind of practices in treating the case of epidemic. 102 aphorism says the characteristic symptoms that are peculiar to the epidemic are important elements for the totality of a symptom picture. Disease may present itself with different symptomatology in different regions, which will establishes that it is the choice of medicine for each and every region in the world. Because in each and every region we have different uh, uh, weather condition, we have different lifestyle, different way of living. So in every region there is change in the modalities, and there is change in the picture development of a individual, that how an individual should be judged. And in homeopathy we take the case, we have to take the case sincerely, then only we can get in the conclusion that what should be the medicine. Like same what we do in cases of chronic diseases, we have to consider these things also in cases of epidemic. In epidemic, after seeing several cases, then only we can establish that this is the choice of medicine, and it is what we can say that is the medicine for genus epidemicus, which can be used in general ways. Arsenic album somehow has given something. I can say many of the populations. Recently, we had seen the reports coming from the state of Gujarat in India. Health Secretary has said that around 90% of the population who took the medicine arsenic album had seen the health minister Madam Sailaja has said that those who have taken the medicine preventing the disease arsenic, among them, many of them have never developed the symptom, or those who have developed the symptom, a very mild one, and they have recovered very early. So, arsenic album has really given a hope, and it has been used widely in India, and we are getting opportunities to get this kind of analysis and results, that we can prove that yes, homeopathy has the answer for this condition. Patient reported on 19th May 2020 with a complaint of fever for past 4 days with temperature ranging from 100 degree to 101 degree Fahrenheit, with frontal headache, sore throat, anosmia for last 1 day, and mild shortness of breath. The shortness of breath was mild, not so severe one. There were no history of trouble. Appetite was less, thirst was less, tongue was clean and moist, stool was semi-solid and solid alternately, thermal relation was chilly, but his uh, uh, thirst was changing, not very less, not very moderate, it was changeable, but initially it was thirstless. After taking the case, we gave him Phytolocca, 1 m, 2 doses, statin for the next day, with a follow-up medicine of wild of 30, 5 doses in distilled water in 3-hour interval for next day, and was advised for test with for CPC, sugar fasting, lipid profile, CRP, nasopharyngeal throat swab test for RT-PCR to find out SARS-CoV-2, and advised for home quarantine. As the report, as he reported on 23rd of June, borderline. CRP was high because it was an underlying infection, and the glucose fasting was somehow high, 131, and he was tested for SARS-CoV-2 positive. This is the report, the test report of COVID. Visit, we recorded that his temperature has came down. It was recorded 99 degree Fahrenheit. Throat pain was absent. Improved anosmia. He was somehow able to smell something, but breathing difficulty was present. And then we prescribed pneumococcin 203 doses. And on third visit, after 3 days, he said that fever is still of 99 degree Fahrenheit with evening rise in temperature. Shortness of breath was present. Respiratory rate has increased. It was 20 per minute. Saturation of oxygen was recorded 93%. Cough with very slight mucus, white phlegm in character. Cough aggravated on lying down and eating. Dyspnea was present because of the anxiety. Actually, what we had seen progressively, this was the first case, and after that, when we observed many and many cases, that when the patient was advised for SARS-CoV-2 to get the test, when the result came out, it was positive. It's a panic somehow working inside and outside the patient and the family, that he is COVID, he or she is COVID positive. What will happen? Is he will die or what? We have to get him admitted in a hospital and go and it was really this very bad condition, that to say something, that the business is going under the cover in the health care sector. A person was charged nearly not less than 5 lakh in a private sector in India for treating a COVID-19 case. And for severe cases, they were even charged 10 to 15 lakh. It was really disgraceful. A patient who really it is automatically, it causes a fear and anxiety to someone, that when a disease is there, and in every media trial it was going on that there is no such treatment available, and you have to get someone admitted in an healthcare sector and get him treated, unless he will or she will die. So this created a very panic in patients. So this patient was under panic attack, and that itself caused increase in respiratory and dyspnea, because he is seeing the symptoms what are alarming for SARS-CoV-2. Everyone is saying that you will have anosmia, you will have breathlessness, someone is dying because of the breathlessness and all. So back of the mind, it was always going on that he will die or she will die if not get better treatment. But we assured the patient and the patient party, because they were loyal to homeopathy, and the entire family gets treated through homeopathy only. So they had faith on homeopathy. So they give the consent that no, we will go to homeopathy care only. So in the second prescription, actually, pneumococcin, what we saw, it not acted well. So the prescription which acted well after the first is what we gave, Cedron 200. Because there is evening rise in temperature, and in Cedron we see the same temperature chart in Cedron. In Cedron, there is evening rise in temperature, there is headache, there is malaise, there is anosmia also. So we prescribe Cedron 204 doses, 1 hour interval, first two doses, and then 6 hourly next two doses, followed by, since he is getting a panic attack because of the anxiety and fear after tested positive for SARS-CoV-2, we prescribe Econite Ferox, which is Indian Econite. If we go to Boracay, the tail part of Aconite napellus, you can see the medicine Aconite Ferox. What it says, there is a dyspnea which gets better by getting up. So the symptom was exact in that case. The patient was getting better by getting up when the dyspnea is coming when he is trying to sleep. So we give Econite Ferox six doses in Saclac. We chose the lowest potency because in SARS-CoV-2 the pathology advances very fast. So it doesn't it not gives much time to recover. So in advanced pathology, we choose lower potencies. It actually indicates the potencies, and the choosing exact potency also is very important in homeopathy. We choose the exact medicine, but somehow we lose choosing exact potency. So potency selection is also very important. So we gave Aconite Ferox six doses to be taken thrice daily, and we gave him anti-Mart 6. It was advised as to take SOS if his dyspnea will not. So it was not required somehow. Anti-Mars was not required because after taking Aconite Ferox, things have gone. On fourth visit, the fever recorded on 4th of July 2020 as 97 degree Fahrenheit. That is normal, and absence of all other symptoms. No malaise, no headache, no breathlessness, no anosmia, no cough, no dyspnea was present, and was advised for follow-up ESR, CRP, RT-PCR, and sugar fasting. And IgE was also given because he had a history of increased IgE. So what he was feeling well overall with no cough, no dyspnea, malaise was still, but somehow malaise was still persisting. Report as on 14th of July 2020 suggests that CRP was 1.1, that is normal. ESR was 22. Glucose fasting was 165. It was high. The trending was high. IgE was also high. But the good news, what we got is RT-PCR for SARS-CoV-2 was negative, and we gave him natrum sulf 1 m as a constitutional prescription to overcome the situation what has followed up. Right now, many of the cases we are also saying that COVID is getting better. SARS-CoV-2 testing negative, but there are some symptom which is his taking with that for a long time. So for that, a person should be treated constitutionally because it's required. So we gave him natrum sulf 1 m. These are the follow-ups. So let's summarize what happened. He came to us on 20. He got tested on 23rd of June and was positive on 23rd of June. On the third visit, he reported on 27th of June, fever record 99, and was advised for Cedron and Aconite Fedox. On 4th of July, he was okay. He required no medications. We prescribed him placebo for that time to get the follow-up report. And on 14th of July, the good news came. He was tested negative for SARS-CoV-2, and we gave him natrum sulf 1 m. So this was the case. This was the first challenging case for us to treat a SARS-CoV-2, and after that we gained a positive energy in us that yes, homeopathy has the answer to treat the cases of SARS-CoV-2. This was the report. Let's go to the second case. A 54-year-old male reported on 26th of June 2020 with history of fever 99 to 100 degree Fahrenheit. You can see that in a previous case it was high rise of temperature, but in this case it was typically low graded temperature which lasted only for 2 days. And when he came to us, he was already tested positive to another doctor, an allopath doctor. He advised to get that himself tested, and he tested positive for SARS-CoV-2. With the symptom, what he came to us was headache from occiput, malaise, shortness of breath, anosmia was present, and he tested positive for SARS-CoV-2 on the same day. Patient was anxious and always feeling to lie down. These are the typical symptoms what we observed. When he came to when we get him on video chat because we were treating the cases of SARS-CoV-2 on video conferencing only. because it is risky to get them treated in our clinic, because there are many other cases in our clinic. So we advised patients who had fever, he should contact us through video conferences only, because it is safe for both all of us. So what we saw is that he was very anxious in this same case also, that after getting positive, patient get anxious and fearful. It is obvious because in media trials he is getting every news in WhatsApp, Facebook, social media, and even print and telecom medias, that everything what we were seeing is COVID. No, everything is under COVID observation. Every patient is getting COVID, and many of them are dying because of no exact cause. So obviously, many of uh, population have already under stress, and this case was also the same. But he was mild symptomatic, not moderate symptomatic like the other case. This is the report was tested positive. The prescription what we gave is Jalsinium 200, 9 doses, because it is an acute disease. Pathology advances very fast, and following the rule of organon, if you choose medicine, you have to choose the exact potency, and exact doses is also necessary. So repetition of doses is required to overcome the situation as early as possible. So we prescribed Gelsemium 209 doses in aqua for 3 hourly for first day, then twice daily for next 2 days, followed by, since we had seen the anxiety and dyspnea same happening in this case also, so we gave him Aconite Ferox to take it as an SOS. Suppose the symptoms worsens, he should take the medicine. Otherwise, he should not. And the same has happened. No, he is not required to take Aconite Ferox, because he got well after taking Gelsemium 3 doses only, and further he was getting better and better. After 2 days after taking the first medicine, complaint was much better with absence of headache. Headache has gone. Improved thirst was improving. No breathing difficulty as of, there were no breathing difficulty present. Smell was reestablished. Advised for rest for next 2 days, and followed by a test for RT-PCR, nasopharynx throat swab, to be done on fourth day. Now the third visit, he was reported with good result of SARS-CoV-2. Test is negative on 10th of July. You see that the patient came to us on 26th of June and got result negative on 10th of July. So the time gap is so short. He was not even advised for full for 14 days of rest. Homeopathy acted marvelously wonderful for the cases there and after. What we saw is a person's work time is very important. If we are restricting the work time, we are seeing that major countries are getting results like GDP going down. In India also, we have seen that in the last 3 quarters, we have lost the GDP of 23%. It's going negative way, because of work time, what we are restricting to the persons, of the lockdown, whether is it necessary or not. This should be challenged, and this should require a one-to-one discussion with the Ministry of Ayush is there to establish these things. But still, what I think personally, there are things which still are restricted. We can't say exaggeratedly that yes, and in challenging way that yes, we have the answer, because I had posted a video of the patient of first one what I showed on YouTube. YouTube channel has allowed me for 4 days to show the videos, and after fourth day I got a message from YouTube, a mail, that your video has been removed from YouTube because it is not our guideline. It is not supporting our guideline. So I don't know what the guideline exactly is. I really think that there is an understanding with the social media and the conventional medicine, big pharma companies. They have the understanding to control the media. So what I observed was really surprising, and my video was removed. There were many likes and views was going on, so something went wrong for them, and they stopped showcasing the video. Still now I had not re-established the video. This is the report of the case which was tested in my video.
What happened? Aluknat? So hello friends, something went wrong with Dr. Aluknat, but thank you. Dr. Aluknat, it was really very useful lecture. So hope after your lecture people will be calmer regarding this COVID stress. There is solution, dear people. There is no reason for panic and stress. Homeopathy has solution about COVID and any diseases. So yeah, congratulations, Dr. Shah. And we are waiting for the next hour speaker, Yamini. I will salute you with the music till we are waiting for her. So I hope in 5-10 minutes we will continue. Stay here, stay alert, friends. Please comment, share this video from Facebook, share on your pages with your friends, with all your parents or relatives or friends. Thank you. We will continue soon. Do you like Celtic music? This is another kind of music that I like. I hope you will like it also. Actually, we deeply believe, as I mentioned in my previous video, the main aim of this series of events we are doing in New Era is to spread awareness among the general public about the real power of homeopathy, because we firmly believe that this is the main pillar in the human evolution from Pisces era to Aquarius era that we are already entering, and that's why so many changes happened in the world, in geopolitical, economical, spiritual, and individual aspect of each of us. Many changes happened now, dear friends. So can we use this energy and try to understand the real depth and usefulness of homeopathy? We are sure that it's already time for humanity to understand the real power of homeopathy and how it can help you to get rid of any diseases and to get more light, love, and I wish you miracles in your life. Sometimes the way to the miracles is painful, but even in the pain, when your vital force is strong enough, you can get out of your difficult situations easier. I don't want to say that if you take even constitutional remedy, your life will be absolutely miracle. It could be. I would say that you will have difficulties, but you will be stronger and you will overcome these difficulties easier and with more wisdom. And all my patients and patients of my colleague and all people who have used homeopathy, they know what I'm talking about. What kind of depth is this? So you don't need family psychologist. For example, I've had many cases in which when the family relationships are bad and they quarrel often, after the homeopathy treatment they get better. And one of my patients recently she had many conflicts with her husband, but after the last remedy I gave her, they almost stopped quarrel. They had 90% improvement in their relationship for only 1 month. So this is another illusion that homeopathy is slow. No. When the remedy is correct and the potency is correct, the changes with homeopathy are very quick. But you need to find, the homeopath need to find the subtlest part of you, which is actually invisible for both of you. Deeply, deeply, deeply beyond subconscious even. And it's a miracles process. Case taking in homeopathy, as I said, this is like drawing a picture, like a painting a picture. This is art. And during case taking, even without remedy, if it is deep enough, you can understand yourself better. Homeopathy is not only to take remedies. Homeopathy is, as Rita said, way of thinking, way of living. And because this is so individual as you cannot imagine if you have not had, if you haven't get in touch with homeopathy before. But during the homeopathy interview, many patients said, "Oh, I've never been thinking about such kind of questions. Oh, I've been at many therapies, psychology, drama, angelic therapy, any therapy, shamanic therapy, any meditation therapy, any Bach therapy. They're all very good, but this matters. What do you search for? Improvement or really to be treated deep?" So these two things you have to choose. What do you want? Improvement, partial, or deep and really holistic on the deepest possible level? Holistic means not only to consider all your parts, physical body, emotions, mental body, thoughts, fears, and sensation, but homeopathy actually penetrates in the causal body. So in the causal body, this is a fifth layer of our aura. And actually the reason for the disease is on the fifth level. It's not even on the shadow, as Carl Jung says. The reason for the disease is even deeper than the shadow. And homeopathy is the only medicine who has penetrated as deep. So that's why all homeopaths are so crazy, so excited, because such kind of results, for example, the person who has suffered from asthma, allergic asthma for 20 years and has been treating with antihistamines and any other remedies and has not had improvement, and after one dose of remedy, I remember 2 cases. First of them I had was when I started my practice in 2007, and after one dose of carcinosin he got out of the asthma, and it was high fever asthma, very severe, and he get rid of it from after only one dose of remedy. And this is really magic. This cannot happen with any other method. Only Jesus Christ can do this. I don't want to say that we are Jesus Christ, but because in the main in the basis of homeopathy are implemented the basic principles who rule the entire universe, as well as to the contemporary science, as well as to the ancient one. As I mentioned, quantum physics, quantum chemistry, psychology, the last researches in psychology, meditation can be, and homeopathy is actually the only medicine which works with software. Software is a program with almost all symptoms of all patients. And we have more than 10,000 remedies. For any disease, we can have minimum 1,000 remedies. Can you imagine? 1,000 remedies, for example, for diabetes or high blood pressure, for example. We have 1,000 remedies. How to choose remedy for you? In the beginning of my practice, many people asked me, tell me remedy for this, tell me remedy for high blood pressure, give me remedy for exostosis or for disc herniation. No, there is no remedy for the disease, but there is remedy for the person. Because you are not only body, you have your thoughts, emotions, subconscious parts. Actually, the structure of subconscious is quite complicated, but I will talk more about this before I share my case, and before I'm talking about before I share case of disc herniation and probably some other case. I don't know if I have time to prepare because I have to be here with my friends and listen to them. So thank you to all wonderful speakers. We are looking forward for Yamini, and we'll continue soon. So Yamini is here. Are you here, Yamini? Can you switch on your camera? Yamini?
Yes, Genevieve. Can you hear me?
I will remove the video.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's
But
good.
your screen
Hello.
is black one.
Now I can see you.
Facebook, your screen will be not black. Will be with your face.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you can
So,
upload your presentation.
should I start?
Yeah, shall we upload presentation, PowerPoint? Or you will present like this?
So, okay, just a second. I'm trying that.
Okay. Oh, you're here. You can start your shell. Upload presentation.
Yeah, I'm uploading and it is saying it's converting the file.
Okay. Till we are waiting, would you tell us more about you? How long do you practice homeopathy?
Yeah. So I have completed my graduation in 2008, and actually when I was in my school, so my father actually pushed me to homeopathy. He's a big fan of homeopathy, though he's a lawyer, but since childhood he used to take us to the homeopath, and she used to treat us. So he told me that it's a great thing to do and you should do it. So I pursued it, and later I started practicing in 2008. So I'm practicing from like 12 years almost. And initially I didn't understand what is the importance of practicing homeopathy, but when I actually studied and I'm doing it, I'm just loving it. And I feel that, homeopathy has a potential to change people's lives, their health, and it has given so much to me. Not only a career, it is more, for me it is more like a lifestyle, a way to live a life. So it's wonderful.
This is wonderful. This is to love your books, to live with your books, to live with homeopathy. This is the way to
Yes.
succeed.
And it teaches so many things about life and health and holism and everything. So I feel it's beyond health. It
Just
impacts our lives.
to love materia medica. Love like,
Yes.
like the deliciousest foods.
Yes, very
Yes.
true.
But what was the case you have seen treated by homeopathy, and have the case who has been most striking for you in the beginning? What made you to believe in homeopathy in the beginning?
So I'll tell you, this was not my case. So when I was in first year of my college, I used to go to a homeopath to learn. He was my mentor and teacher actually. So I was only in first year. I did not. I was very young. But one case came to him. So this was a girl, and she was almost like 18, 19 years old, and she had a brain tumor, and which was operated for like twice before she came to my teacher. So both the times the brain tumor, actually the tumor occurred because of the injury. She fell down from a stage. She went to a wedding function and she was clicking a photograph. So she just fell down on her occiput from the stage, and the stage was almost 10 feet tall. So and then she developed this tumor like after 1 year or so, and she operated it twice. And then when third time it occurred again, it relapsed within 6 months of time after a surgery. So they came to a homeopath, and she has lost her one eyesight because I don't remember totally, but she had one side of the body was affected. So the limping of the limb was there, and one eye was gone completely, and she had a huge tumor. So my mentor treated it with Ballus paranus tenem, because she was fallen from a stage, and after taking the whole history. And this girl, that the neurosurgeons and everybody, the modern medicine doctors told that she cannot live more than 4 5 months, but she's still alive. She has gained her eyesight again, and her brain tumor was also gone with the medicine only. So when I saw that case, it was a very, very deep pathology, and which was not treatable by modern medicine. So that really inspired me to pursue it and learn it very well. It was a very nice case for me, and I was only in the first year, so my faith developed because of that case.
Yeah, the first case I saw healed by homeopathy, not by me. It
Oh
was
no!
my sister-in-law. It was in 2000, and she was treated by leukemia with homeopathy, and I was so excited.
Wow.
Yes, and what what we would tell to the people, Yamini, who ask how I can treat my asthma, for example, or my leukemia, because you mentioned now Bellis perennis for brain tumor, and many people will buy Bellis perennis and will take it. What you would say them?
I I just tell them that it's so. I always tell people that homeopathy is so tailor made. It's not specific like that. So just consult a good homeopath whom you believe, who you trust, and then take any medicine. Just don't treat like this, but just believe that it has huge scope in treating all types of diseases, whether it is pathology, functional, or psychosomatic, or hormonal, or whatever it is, because the principle remains the same. That it arises from within. It doesn't come from outside.
How
So
to
I just tell
explain
them,
people? How to explain people that the disease is something individual? You cannot search for in Google uh, remedies, homeopathy remedies for brain tumor, for example, to take it and to expect some improvement. This cannot happen absolutely. How
yes.
to make this to the general public more clear?
See, one example I always give to my patients also, who come to you regularly, or who come and they would ask you that, can I take this medicine which you have given me earlier, 2 years back, 1 year back, or 6 months back, I am having, or my cousin is having same problem, can I give that medicine to him? So I just tell them that, you tell me the difference between you and your sibling, or tell me the difference between you and your parents. Are you same? So then they would tell you that, no, we are not same. So I just tell them that you have the same blood, the same DNA, still you are different. So how a medicine can be same for you? So you need to understand that how you perceive things, how you behave, your nature, everything differs. Then how a medicine can be same? So just, and then they understand that. Of course, I always tell them the example of two twins. I say, take an example, you just, remember one person who have twins, or if anybody, so they would tell, yeah, yeah, we have one twins in family or friends or somewhere. I say, are they same twins? No, they are like same, coming from a same mother, the parents are same, and they are twins also. Still they are different in their nature, their behavior, in everything. So just like that I explain that's
Yeah,
why
good, good.
homeopathy is also different.
I'm giving them an example. For example, with shoes. When I'm going to buy shoes, I'm trying left one and right one, and they are always different, though they
Yeah.
seem so equal. For example, I gave them many examples, but still people asking and think. Even yesterday, I have a case of schizophrenia, and the person has been treating with homeopathy for 10 or 12 years, 20 years, I think. And she told me, I saw you have treated case of schizophrenia, a child, and I saw four remedies. I bought them and I took it. And this is a person who has been treating with homeopathy and who should know the main principles. But
Yeah.
even though we, Homeopathy Society, probably have to do something more. Probably we have to do something mutual to sort this misunderstanding because this is global.
Yes, yes, this is
I'm
global.
I'm aware
And
that we
because
cannot sort it out this now. Sorry that I interrupt you because this is evolution. But can we do something, some discussion or something in this direction? This is one of the major problems and misunderstandings in homeopathy. In many Facebook groups, they mention remedy for injury, remedy for this, for throat pain, for tonsillitis, for renal colic. They suggest remedies. This is crazy.
yes,
Not
very
normal.
true.
This
Not,
is not
yeah.
normal. How to give more light about this in a more global aspect. This is really, really very, very big problem in homeopathy. This is, I would say, huge misunderstanding. One of the
Definitely.
huge misunderstandings, actually. Okay, we will talk about this. So we don't have time. So go on here, dear, and looking forward to listen to your cases.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
So, should I make it a full screen?
It is
Yes,
full
it is.
screen. It's
Okay.
seen very well.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Now I can see it.
Okay.
Okay. So shall I start, Genevieve?
Yes, yes. Go on.
Okay. Thank you so much. So
Thank
My
you,
heartfelt
dear.
thank you so much, Genoveva, for this wonderful opportunity, and you are doing amazing work in this group to spread awareness about homeopathy, holistic healing, and this is really a new era of health and love for homeopathy. So.
Actually, all homeopaths are new era, and homeopathy, the newest discoverings in homeopathy and the amazing benefit of the humanity using this method is new, actually. But thank you, all of you are new. You are new. All of you who are doing amazing work are new.
Thank you so much. So of course, like it, like it is said that one person cannot bring that much change, but together we can do much more, and together, we can do a lot of things about for humanity, for homeopathy, and for everything, whatever you want to do. So
Yes,
together we are more powerful.
yes.
So, okay, so today I am talking about renal stone and homeopathic management. So, I just want to tell all of you that why I chose this topic. So, my first reason to choose this topic was that generally the renal stone or kidney stones are known as, the so-called surgical diseases, because generally in modern medicine or otherwise also the general understanding about renal stone is that now we have to go for surgery. But in homeopathy we have wonderful medicines which can cure your renal stone without having surgery. Of course it depends from case to case. I am not talking in general, but most of the renal stones are curable with homeopathy. So I will be showing some cases to you, but before that I want to tell you what exactly it is, and what is renal stone. So renal stone or renal calculi, they are known as, they are solid masses made up of crystals. So body is made up of many minerals, many crystals, and renal stones are also made up of crystals. They are usually originate in the kidney. They can develop anywhere along the urinary tract, the whole kidney tract we call it. So it consists of all these parts: kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. Okay, so we can have kidney stones or renal stones anywhere in the tract, whether it is in kidney or urethra or ureter or anywhere. Kidney stones are one of the most painful medical conditions. The causes of kidney stones vary according to the type of the stone, but they are extremely painful, because if the kidney stone is obstructing the ureter, or it is stuck somewhere, it will cause tremendous pain. Then there are many types of the kidney stones. They are made up of different crystals. One is a calcium stone, which is quite common. They are often made of the calcium oxalate, sometimes of calcium malate or phosphate, and we can decrease them with eating non-oxalate rich food. So we should reduce the oxalate rich food. So general question is, what is oxalate rich food? So anything like potato chips, peanuts, chocolate, spinach, etc. Then we have uric acid stones. This type of kidney stone is more common in men and also common in people with gout, those who have gout, or also if cancer patients or other patients who are undergoing chemotherapy. Then we have uric acid stone, the same stone which develops when the urine is too acidic. The diet rich in purines can also increase the urine's acidic level, and purine is a colorless substance which is there in animal proteins such as fish, shellfish, and meats. So by knowing the consistency, what the constituency of the stone, we can decrease that particular food item, and we can decrease the intake so that the stone formation either stops or reduces. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. Then we have true white stone. It is found mostly in the women with UTI. UTI is a urinary tract infection, and these stones can be large and cause the urinary obstruction. They result from a kidney infection, and treating an underlying infection can only prevent this type of stone. Then we have cystine stones. They are quite rare. They occur in both men and women, but they are genetically, aligned with cystinuria. So, with this type of stone, cystine, that is an acid that occurs naturally in the body, leaks from the kidney into the urine. Then I want to share some risk factor which increases the chances of having renal stones. So the greatest factor is dehydration. If you are not taking proper water, if you are drinking less than 1 liter, 1 liter or 2 liters of water, then you can have it. The second thing is, if the kidney is not making 1 liter of urine per day, so same thing, if you're not consuming water, obviously the kidney will be compromised and it won't be able to function properly, filter properly, and then it would produce less amount of urine, and this will of course affect the function of the kidney. So this is why kidney stones are common in premature infants who have kidney problems. However, the kidney stones are most likely to occur in people between 20 to 50. But that's not a general rule. It's a general finding, but you can find it in any age group. Sex also plays a role. Men have more, a tendency to form kidney stones. This is a data from National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. History of kidney stones also increases the risk. So if you have a family history of having a renal stone, your chances of having renal stone increases. Then there are other factors also. Like I said, first is dehydration, second is obesity, a diet where you're taking high level of protein or salt or sugar like glucose, and also there is a hyperparathyroid condition. Just like thyroid, we have a gland called parathyroid. So if parathyroid hormones are more in body, then also one can have renal stones. Also gastric bypass surgery, inflammatory bowel diseases, calcium absorption problems, and with some medications also. So if someone is taking allopathic medicines like diuretics, anti-seizure drugs for convulsions, calcium based antacids, so all these increases the chances of having a renal stone. And some unknown causes are also there, which we call as psychosomatic or stress factor, or some factors which we can't directly say that this results into a renal stone. Then what are the symptoms? So we should be able to identify that if this symptom is occurring, this could be a renal stone. So of course, like I said before also, severe pain, and pain where? So pain either on the one side of the abdomen or on the back, but severe pain in the renal area. You may have pain on one side of your back or abdomen, or also radiating pain towards thigh or towards upper back. In men, pain radiates to the groin area, and pain of renal colic comes and goes, but it can be very very intense. And these people who have renal stones are extremely restless. Other symptoms are if the stone is stuck in the ureter or anywhere in the urinary tract. There can be a laceration inside the tract or infection inside the tract, and because of that, blood can occur in the urine. Blood can come in the urine, and the urine can become reddish, pinkish, or brownish. Okay. Then there is vomiting and nausea also. A lot of nausea, vomiting happens with renal colic. Discolored or foul smelling urine, and because of the urine infection or urinary tract infection, fever and chills also occur, and frequency of urination or urgency of urinate, where person cannot wait to go to the washroom, and urinating small amounts, like frequent and small amount of urine. So why it can be a big problem? So of course, one thing is that the kidneys are big in size, and if some small stone is there, it won't cause any problem, but they don't always stay in the kidney. Okay, they can pass from the kidney into the ureter, and ureter have narrow passage. So passage of the stone down the ureter can cause the spasm, irritation of the ureter, and this can cause the blood to appear in the urine. And sometimes stones block the flow of the urine. This is called urinary obstruction. So, urinary obstruction can lead to a kidney infection and kidney damage, and it can also cause severe pain. Okay, so how do we diagnose the renal stone? So it requires, of course, taking complete history, assessment, physical examination. But if we talk about investigations, then the first investigation I would go for is USG, that is ultrasonography, which can find out whether there is a kidney stone or not. Blood test for calcium, phosphorus, uric acid, electrolytes, and there are other tests like blood urea, nitrogen, and creatinine, and urine analysis, and also, sometimes we examine the past stone to determine what type of stone it is so that we can prevent it later. And abdominal x rays, we can do intravenous pyelogram, retrograde grade pyelogram, ultrasound of the kidney, MRI, and sometimes CT scan is also required. Treatment is tailored, and according to the type of the stone, urine can be strained and they can be collected for evaluation. But along with the treatment, we recommend highly that person has to drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. This is at least, you should take more than this, and people should be hydrated. Okay, and if he has more nausea and vomiting, then intravenous fluids can be given. Then other treatments. Now I'm talking only about the modern medicine. So there is no treatment for renal stone. So in medication, what they give is some narcotic medication or some painkillers or antibiotics which can treat your urinary infection or your pain, but it cannot treat the stone. So what we are doing is we are just relieving the symptoms. Okay, but we are not curing the stone is the same. So the second most common treatment for renal stone and modern medicine is surgery. So there is no medical treatment as such. We can relieve the symptoms, but of course surgery can just remove the stone. So there are different types of surgery.